Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Amplify Your Legacy. We're going to explore the stories and the passions that drive individuals who are making a big difference today, uplifting others and driving real change in the present. We're going to talk to Jakeithia Prejean. She's the brilliant author of The Reset Journey from Surviving to Thriving. She's going to bring her inspiring story and she's going to talk about overcoming challenges and embracing a life of growth and success. She's an entrepreneur, a mentor. She's the founder of Reset with Jay. And I have to mention that she's a powerhouse in STEM education as well. She's taken her 17 years of teaching science and math, and she's the director of the Mathematical Advancement of Science and Tech. Well, she's doing great things. So I want to introduce her and I want to welcome her to the show.
Thank you so much, Sallana. It's good to be here.
Thank you for being here. It's really great to speak with you, and I'm so glad you had time in your schedule to sit down with me and chat. So let's jump into it. Your book, The Reset Journey, which you wrote with 9 other authors, it touches on a lot of personal transformational stories. Can you take us back to what your life looked like before the reset?
Ooh. Well, I also have another book that we spoke about earlier. It's called Reset, Reevaluate Everything so Everything Thrives. So that was the first one. And basically, I realized that in life, you have to embrace change. And so, probably over 12, 13 years ago, I was just standing in front of the refrigerator. And you know, the little reset button that's on the refrigerator that has the reset button, and it just I was just standing there and it just popped out at me, and it just kind of stayed with me. And then a few days later I got the concept of reevaluate everything so everything thrives. And so about a year later, um so on and something like that, I left what I had been familiar with, my job, my home, my city, my church family, everything, and I relocated back to my hometown of Lafayette, Louisiana. I was living in North Louisiana, the Ruston Grambling area. I had been a student at Grambling State University, stayed there for many, many years afterwards, didn't leave the area. And so that was the first inspiring story. And then just along the way, that taught me how to start over. And I realized that been given the grace to reset, and I would help people through transitions. And so with the new book, or the latest book, should I say, The Reset Journey, I knew I wanted to write another book, but I wasn't sure, like, my story was kind of a continuation, but it wasn't enough for a full book. So I had the impression to just um connect with other authors who well, actually none of them was author, but like one person beside me. So I just connected with people that decided to come and tell their story. And it's just everybody has a unique story in the book. We have it's 9 women and one guy, and the guy is actually my cousin. We grew up together. He now lives in Houston, but his story is very powerful because he's the only man, but he talks about his mental health, his anxiety, and I talk about the continuance of my reset journey. And it's just really real life experiences of how people got out of the rat race, got out of just living, but really began to thrive. And when you thrive, you grow and you develop well. And so, and if we talk about how that's connected to legacy, it's like the people that come behind you, I'm an educator. So the students that I impact, people who are mothers, people who are fathers, those things impact their lives. If you're an aunt, the nieces and nephews that you have, even your peers, you begin to show that you have something that they can look forward to, something that you can help them through and help them with. And so that's what the reset is all about. And that's one of the things that I do. I just help people transition. I always connect with people that are going through transitions, and God has just given me the wisdom to help them out. And it sometimes it's short-lived. I just help them through the transition. They get to the other side and they live, and I check on them every now and then. And then, hey, that's it. And that's fine because I know my place, right? But reset is my passion because my whole life changed just understanding reset and what that does, and how I'm continuously prioritizing what needs to be changed or reset or tweaked or pivoted, like I like to say, in my life. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, that's my,
That's really so powerful. Just by you mentioning reset and starting over. You're a reset coach. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Sure. So what I do again, I am a life coach. I call myself the reset coach. People call me the resetologist. They give me all kinds of names, but basically, I help people transition. Like I said, I help people reset and transition from surviving to thriving. So, change is hard. Change should not be done alone. But a lot of times people are afraid to change. So what I do is I help people reset. I'll be like, okay, you have to leave the old in order for you to embrace the new.
Do you
And that
give them tools and strategies on how to do that?
absolutely, I give them tools, I give them strategies. I have a 3-month course that's based off my book. And we dive in, and when they're done, they're not the same. They're leaving the old, they're growing. They're not afraid to apply for that new job. They're not afraid to step out and become from 9 to 5 to entrepreneur. They're not afraid to change states. They're not afraid to prioritize their mental health, go to therapy. They're not afraid to, get their physical health. Whatever it is, the strategies it's like a blanket, but then
Yes,
through my coaching, I give them strategies and tools that's very specific for whatever it is that they want to change. And so I love doing
gotcha.
that. I've been a mentor for over 20 plus years. And so one of the things that I did few years ago was I said, okay, well, I'm going to just pivot, right? And reset a little bit and become a reset coach. And it's been fulfilling. It's been phenomenal. I love it with a passion. That's one of my biggest passions is mentoring.
So you allow them to hit that reset button on their life, but you're there to support them along the way.
Absolutely. And share my life experiences and share the things that I have learned through my journey. And I always say that resetting is not a destination, it's a journey. My reset won't look like your reset won't look like my reset, but that's
Correct.
okay because it's very intentional and specific for your life.
Gotcha. All of our experiences are different. I love
Absolutely.
that. It's such a powerful and and positive role that you play in people's lives. You also do a lot of work in STEM, teaching and mentoring, and even creating opportunities for students. How does the STEM work tie into the journey of thriving?
Oh, because what happened was when I went to college, I was 17 years old, left home, didn't quite know what I wanted to major in. I sat with my one of my aunties, and she had gotten a bachelor's degree in social work. And so I like people. So I tried the social work a month. The first semester, I was a nerd, so I got like all A's and a C. And so the physics department, reached out to me and said, "Hey, we have a program. Can you come?" But what was really crazy or really good was that my high school chemistry teacher, which she was actually just featured on CBS Mornings a few
Oh,
days ago,
wow.
is Frances Davis Shaw. She's 80 years old. She's still teaching, but she was a very, very strong inspiration. She was my high school chemistry teacher, and she just woke up the scientist in me that I never knew existed. I thought I was a reader, and there's no shot I am a reader, but I didn't realize that I had that strong science skill because I just never had a good, especially with math, I never had a good attitude about it. And
Okay.
so what I always tell my students is that I had to change my mindset of how I viewed math and science because that was really my gifting. It's like a second nature to me. Like I can go in, I could teach math, I could teach science. I've taught
Right.
science K through 12, like it's my love. Every subject you thought about science, I've taught it. I've taught middle school math, elementary math, and so what I did for a while is I taught 17 years in a classroom, math and science, middle school, high school, elementary, fifth grade, mostly, a little bit of fourth grade. Started off as a long-term sub, but my passion for education started when I was a little kid. So I told my mom, look, I want to be a teacher. My dad's two sisters were educators. My mom she was my first educator. She was my first teacher. I went to
Oh,
kindergarten
yes.
when I was 4, and I knew how to spell Jakeithia, right? I knew how to my numbers and my everything, my numbers, my colors. I knew all of that. And I was looking at people in the class like, you guys don't know how to spell your name? Just simple names. And here I had this 9-syllable name. So anyway, my passion for education started with my mom planting the seed in me. And it just grew as I got older. And so when I became a physicist, that's my undergrad is in physics. it wasn't that many minorities in that, as far as being a woman and as well as
Correct.
African American. So I took that and I just poured myself into helping minority students and students that were maybe what we call low performing, or not so elite, but they came from single parent homes like I did and things of that sort. And I just would always tell them, hey, grow. You may not like math, you may not like science, but I just need you to grow. I need you to do a little bit better than you did last week and just change your attitude. And so
Yes.
I was known as the science queen in K-12. The kids gave me that name, and I'm like, okay, cool, because I'm the teacher that you come to my class, you're gonna do some hands-on science activities, you're gonna get it in, we're gonna build, we're gonna do all of that. And it's been an amazing journey. It's been fun. And so in 2022, I decided that I wanted to do something a little different, kind of got a little burnout because that happens in transition, that happens in the reset.
Does.
You get a
It
little burnout.
does.
And so I took a job at my alma mater, Grambling State University, as the director of what we call CMAS. And so
Nice.
there I was helping students who looked like me when I was an undergrad, because when I was an undergrad, I did research and I did internships and I did research all during the year and things of that sort. And so I did that for a year and a half. I'm no longer there.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was another reset because it was just, I don't know, for me, I always know when it's time to move forward. And some transitions are short-lived and some are long-lived. And so it was
Good
only a
to
year
know.
and a half, and I just was like, whoa. And so what I did is I went back to the classroom and helped the school that I went to help start a STEM program, wrote a grant. They got funded, small grant, and doing some STEM stuff, still working with them. And I stayed there 10 months and I left again, right? Because another opportunity came, and I'm not afraid to jump out. And it's not that I jump out for anything. I don't jump out just because. I jump out because I know it's my reset. I understood that those 10 months was my transition. It was my middle ground from going from where I was as a director to where I am now. And so now I am a math and science instructional coach
Okay.
um, for an education and consulting company, which is I'm just about to start that. And I'm excited because now I get to train teachers and coach teachers who entail just bring the math and science world even a little bit more to, excuse me, to students. And one of the things that I did when I was at Grambling State was I worked with STEM NOLA, which is STEM Global Action. They're out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and they do STEM Fest and STEM Saturdays. And so we're getting ready to hit North Louisiana, where I am. I'm in Monroe currently, Monroe, Louisiana, and so they have a grant that I'm going to be leading out. And so we're going to do some STEM Saturdays in different areas. And so basically, what's going to happen is that kids are going to come on a Saturday and they're gonna go for it. They're gonna build bridges. They're gonna build
Love
hearts.
it.
They're gonna do all kinds of different things. And what I like about STEM is that every person have their own skills and abilities. But I think that I find that a lot of students don't understand their gifting. So I want to reach those kids who actually have the science and the analytical and the left brain like I do, right? That can solve problems, that know about concrete things and drive them into career fields because I'm a physicist by
Yes.
nature. I'm a physicist by degree, but I
Hmm.
turned that into education, right? And so I've always been that teacher that has that very, very strong background. And so I just find that throughout my years that students don't have a good outlook on the STEM. They get scared of it, and especially girls, and especially African American girls. So
Yes.
we tend to be scared, and I use I tell my kids all the time, look, I almost failed seventh grade science, like, and it wasn't because I didn't know it; it was because I was lazy, right? And so my teacher came to
Have
me
anybody
and
to
said,
push you, to
right,
motivate. And that's what
absolutely,
I love about what you're doing. You're
yeah.
inspiring the kids to explore and to innovate and to reset that mindset of maybe I wasn't great in math, but I'm going to build upon my skills and I'm going to get better. And who knows where you land, what career path you choose. So, yes, that's
Absolutely. And
amazing.
I'm just talking, but I didn't do well in eighth grade math. I like hated it. I'm like, but I understood it was my attitude and my teacher, back to the story, my teacher came to me at the end of my seventh grade and she says, if you don't pass my final, you're going to fail seventh grade. And I said, my mama gonna kill me
Don't
because I
want
had
that.
the ability. And so I sat there and I studied and studied and studied and studied and made like a 99A on the final, right?
Uh,
Could have done the whole year, but I was just being lazy. But it was my laziness, but it was
Needed
also
that motivation.
I needed that motivation, but it was also my thinking that I can't do this. This is boring. And here you are 5 years later, I'm majoring in physics, right? Make it make sense. But that's my journey. And I would always share that with the students that no matter what, you can, even though it seems like you failed or you weren't good at something, doesn't mean that you're not. That you try it again.
Exactly.
It could
Exactly.
very well be your thing. So
Such wise words. I love it. And I
Mhm.
have to ask, you said that you've currently taken on a new position.
Mhm.
Where is that? Can you give
So
us?
So
Yeah.
I haven't quite started. I'm still doing my onboarding and shadowing, but
Okay.
it's the company is in 80% of Louisiana. They're in different
Oh,
states. So basically what
okay.
I go into the classroom and just be that mentor teacher for the teachers. And so yeah,
Okay.
I can't really
Got
talk
it.
about it because I'm not quite in there yet, but
I
kind of
understand.
something that
No
I've
worries.
always done. And one of the things that people have to understand about reset, it has to align with your values, your standards, your goals. And so this position helps me to be freed up to do things like this podcast because I work when I want, right?
Love it.
Yeah, and it
True.
gives me a little bit more freedom to do some other things that I want to do. So yeah.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Okay. So we can't wait to see all the amazing things that's coming your way. It just sounds so, so inspiring for children, students, and for the adults that you'll be working with in the classrooms. And all of it is in STEM, math and sciences.
Yes, for the
Is
class.
it
Yes.
any tech? Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, we do some robotics,
Okay.
some AI things, as far as with the STEM NOLA and the STEM Fest and the STEM Saturdays that we're going to be doing. So yes, we're doing those things. So I'm excited.
Love it. Any new books coming your way? Are you thinking
Yeah.
about?
So I'm writing my third book. It's
Love it.
called Reset. This is the third one in the series. It's
Okay.
called Alignment for the Assignment, and it basically talks about the reset and the tweaks and turns that I went through in 2024. Just stepping out and really following goals and dreams and doing things that I know that I was supposed to do. And so that'll be out really soon, no later than the end of February, if not before. So.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. So I'm really glad that you sat here with us and you shared your story. And thank you for inspiring our youth of today and our leaders of tomorrow. Um,
My
such
pleasure,
a,
my passion. I
yes,
love it.
it's been a real pleasure. And I want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in. Until next time, remember, thriving is just a reset away. Bye bye for now.